Hello friends. So now practically we will implement EIGRP protocol on a network. So basically we are going to do the practical of EIGRP version 4. EIGRP version 4 means EIGRP implementation with IP version 4 addressing pattern. So for that purpose, firstly we will design a physical network for EIGRP implementation, as we are taking two router scenario. Then again, for physical connectivity, we have to attach the WAN interface cards into the router for WAN connectivity purpose, ISP lease line, in this fashion. Again, we have to attach WIC card to the router. Now we can connect these two routers with the help of ISP link, that is known as lease line or WAN connection, like this. That means these two routers or locations are connected with WAN lease line, and suppose this is our India router and this is our USA router, and in between we have to use IP version 4 addressing. So I'm taking here the VLSM or CIDR addressing pattern like this: 192.168.1.4/30. So slash 30 means we are taking a subnet of 4 and we have two available IPs into the subnet, that is .5 and .6. And slash 30 means subnet mask with 245.245.245.252. Next, we have to connect end devices, or you can say LAN connectivity with layer 2 switches like this. Then we have to use the end devices in this fashion. Now we have to make physical connections between router and switch, then between switch and end devices, then here again router to switch, then layer to switch to end device. So again we have to use IPv4 addressing pattern onto these two LAN subnets. So suppose here we are taking a subnet of 8, means according to CIDR, that is /29, means its subnet mask is 245.245.245.248. So it means we have a subnet of 8, and subnet of 8 we have 6 usable IPs. So .9 is your first IP, so that we will use onto the India router gigabit Ethernet interface afterwards. and onto this end device we will use the second IP, that is 10.0.10/29 afterwards. Now we have to again configure the third subnet, that is a LAN subnet, onto USA network router. So here again we are using 20.0.8/29, means subnet of 8. 6 available IPs are here. 9 is the first, 10 is the second, and onto the last end device we will use 20.0.0.10/29 IP. So we have configured, mentioned the IP address pattern as IPv4 address pattern onto this network. Now, after configuring EIGRP, IP addresses onto the router, we will configure the EIGRP routing protocol to make this network open with autonomous system 100. Again, EIGRP with autonomous system 100 onto USA router. So this is our physical network. Now we are going to configure logical configurations onto this physical network. Firstly, we will configure IP addresses to each interface of the router. So we are going to start the configuration onto the first router, that is India router. So here we are into the iOS, that is the operating system of the router, inter-network operating system. So we have to log in into the router with the help of enable command. Press enter, then configure terminal onto the third mode. Here we can change its host name to India for recognition purpose. Now it comes India. Now we have to configure the IP addresses to the interfaces of the router. So for first interface, that is WAN interface, its name is serial 0/0, not 0/0, but it is, you can see over here, it is serial 0/1/0. Press enter. We have to use the correct command syntax, or that is interface serial 0/1/0. Now we are into the WAN interface. Here we have to configure IP address, that is 192.168.1.5, and its subnet mask is 245.245.252/30, as we have discussed earlier. Press enter. Now we have to enable the interface with the help of no shutdown command. Press enter. No shutdown. That's it. We have assigned the IP address to the WAN interface. Now we are going to assign the IP address to LAN interface, that is gigabit Ethernet interface. Its number is 0/0. Press enter, and its IP address is 10.0.0.9, as we have discussed earlier, and subnet mask is 245.245.245.248. 248 means it is /29. Press enter. Now enable the interface with the help of no shutdown command, like this. That's it. We have configured the IP addresses on first router. Now we are going to assign the IP address to first end device, that is 10.0.0.10. Again, we have discussed earlier, and its subnet mask is 245.245.245.248. Then 10.0.0.9 is the gateway address, that is the IP address of gateway Ethernet interface of router. That's it. We have configured the IP address onto the first end device. Then now we have to configure the second router, that is USA router. Again, we have to log into the router with the help of enable command. Then configure terminal into the third mode, that is global mode. With the help of hostname command, we can change its hostname, that is USA for recognition purpose. Now it is USA. Now again, we have to configure the IP addresses to each interface of this router. So first interface we have, that is interface serial, and its number is 0/1/0. It's serial. (0/1/0). That's it. Now we have to assign the IP address. The help of address command, and that is 192.168.1.6. that is the second IP of 4 subnet, because 5 we have used onto our first router, that is India router, and this second router, that is USA router, and its IP address is .6, and its subnet mask is 245.245.252/30. Then enable the interface with the help of no shutdown command. That's it. Exit the interface. Now we are going to configure the LAN interface of this router, that is interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Now its IP address is 20.0.0.9, and its subnet mask is 245.245.248/29. Then enable the interface with the help of no shutdown command. Then exit the interface. That's it. It means we have configured the IP addresses onto serial interface and gateway interface of USA router. So we're done with IP addressing. We can also check the dedicated device connectivity with the help of ping. So from this router, we can ping our first router 192.168.1.5. Press enter. You can see the ICMP result. 5 packets sent, 5 received, 11 is 100%. ICMP message is successful. We have full exclamation signs. Exclamation sign means that is a successful ICMP message. And we can also check the connectivity with its LAN and device, that is 20.0.0.10. Press enter. Okay, it is not coming because we have yet not configured the IP address onto the device. So firstly, we have to configure the IP address onto the device, that is 20.0.10. Then it's 7.245.245.245.248. Then it's okay 20.0.0.10, then 245.245.245.248. Then its default gateway is 20.0.0.9. That's it. Now we have configured the IP address to the device. Now we can check the connectivity again by pinging onto 20.0.0.10. Now it is coming successful. Again, 5 send 5 received. It means USA router is successfully communicating with its end device. Again, we can check the direct connectivity from India router, again in same fashion onto USA router. It is coming successfully. Now from India to its end device, that is 10.0.0.10, first PC first device. Yes, it is again coming successful. It means we have connected the direct connected devices till now. Now, if we check the connectivity between end devices, mean first PC to last PC, 20.0.0.10, you can see the result. Reply from 10.09, destination host unreachable. So means 4 sent, received 0. So level is 0%. So that means first PC or computer that is not able to communicate with last PC because still we have not configured the routing protocol, because as you know, routing makes your network open. So firstly we have to configure the routing protocol, that is our today's protocol, that is EIGRP with autonomous system number 100. So after configuring routing onto both the routers, then EIGRP will make your network open, then end-to-end connectivity will be possible. So now we are going to configure EIGRP onto first router with the help of router EIGRP. Autonomous system number is 100. Press enter. Then we have to enter the directly connected network of this router into the routing table. As you know, our first network on right side of India router is 192.168.1.4. Press enter. And second network, direct connected network on first router onto the left side, that is 10.0.0.8. Press enter. That's it. Exit. It means we have configured EIGRP on first router. Now in similar fashion, we have to configure EIGRP protocol onto our second router, that is USA router. Now for that purpose, we have to enter into the third mode. Onto third mode, router EIGRP autonomous system should be same because EIGRP is an IGP, integrated gateway routing protocol. So press enter, and now enter the direct connected networks of USA router. So as you know, first direct connected network is 192.168.1.4, that is onto left side of USA router, and second network that is on right side of USA router is 20.0.0.8. Press enter. That's it. We have entered the both directly connected networks into the routing table of EIGRP. Then exit. That's it. It means we have configured the EIGRP onto second router, that is USA router. Now we have to make the verifications and testing. So for verification and testing of routing table, we have the very important command, that is show IP route. So on to first router, we have to check the routing table entries of the first router with the help of show IP route command or route command. Press enter. So now you can see here we have this entry D. D means, you can see D means EIGRP protocol, and 2008/29, that is our destination or unreached network earlier. Now 2008 is accessible from first router because 2008 entry is inserted by EIGRP protocol into its routing table. So it means our EIGRP configurations are working fine, and we can also test the connectivity onto this network with the help of ping from here. So let us see 20.0.0.10, that is our last end device from this router. Press enter. Now we have the result of ICMP over here. 5 packets sent, 5 received, 11 is 100%. It means our first router or India router is successfully communicating with last end device. It means our routing is working fine. So again, we can also test or verify these testings from last router. Again, means USA router. We have to check the routing table of USA router with the help of show IP route command. Press enter. Again, you can see the result D. D means EIGRP entry, that is 10.0.0.8/29. So it means 10.0.8 is inserted into the routing table of USA router by EIGRP protocol. So that means this network is now accessible from USA router, and we can check this with the help of ping command onto 10.0.0.10, that is the first system we have over here. Now you can see the ICMP result, 5 cent, 5 cent, 11 is 100%. So it is showing USA router is communicating with first end device successfully. It means our routing is working fine. Now we have to make the final testing, that is end-to-end connectivity from first system to end system. So from first system, here we have already earlier tested, but the ICMP message was failure. Now we have configured the routing. Now we'll see the result. We again ping onto the end device or last system or PC with the help of ping 20.0.10. Again press enter. Now you can see the final ICMP successful message. 4 packets sent, 4 received, reliability is 100%. So it is showing now your network is open, routing is working fine and successfully. EIGRP is working fine. So first system is communicating with the last system successfully. So again, we can check this communication from last system by pinging onto the first system. So first system's IP address is 10.0.0.10. Press enter. Now again, you can see the result of ICMP. 4 packets sent, 4 received, reliability is 100%. So this is again showing your last system is successfully connected or communicating with first system successfully. It means EIGRP is working fine. So that's it regarding configuration of EIGRP version 4 with IPv4 addressing pattern. Thank you so much.